Yes. See, that's the point I'm trying to make. All right, well. Have you played him once? Like, even once have you played Arc Warden? Yeah, that doesn't matter, though. Yeah, not a big deal. I haven't played him either, by the way. Just wanted to throw that out there. Make sure everybody understands we are not filthy Arc Warden pickers. It's very important. Now that we got that out of the way. I don't know. That's a good question.
I play him.
Slack says... Slacks and Perch. Oh, God. All right. I'm just... They're disowned. What level of flux? He's like, what level of flux do I need and a level of Dagon to get this solo kill at this percentage? And I'm just like, all right, Purge. That's enough of that. Now, meanwhile, at the top rune spot, there's going to be a fight. Cogs will go through, and Jerax is going to rolling boulder right in, and then actually just take the battle room. But meanwhile, they will get that skewer back in from Arise. But the body blocks coming through from S4. The flux is up. Still more body blocks. And really, Arise can't do anything. The Forge of Dead will come out. Maybe too late. Great fairy fire, the rolling boulder. Hits perfectly from Jerax. Nicely done. G-Rax getting the first blood. That seems like almost an impossibility. I mean, it's only 40 mana for the Faceless Void to time walk out of any troublesome issues, so even burning his mana, it's going to be tough. And it's a very good point. That top lane should be going pretty well for the Faceless Void. Meanwhile, bottom lane, it is going to be a duel versus duel, at least for the time being. You do have Derax rotating in here for the raiding team momentarily, but what do you think about this bottom lane coming up for both of these squads? Ooh, that was nice. They body block Fly, and he goes down. My lord, that solar did a lot of damage. But the rolling boulder, Bone 7. Shikuchi's out to the north. He might stay alive. The tower won't hit him again. Because Daisugu is up, and No Tail will turn to chase Milan instead. He's got 2 stacks of the goo. He's continuing on with, of course, the quill sprays. I don't think he can really kill him here. He's going to turn around with the decay, and Milan's just going to back up. There's not really enough damage to bring down that tanky and dying. Yep. Right. You're not expecting it, especially when you're near a big creep wave. You just get destroyed by that solar up and all. It's like level 1 or something. Like, wow, that did a ton of damage. Eagle, obviously, very well-known player, or at least a moderately well-known player in the NA scene. Also known as the Big Bad Bird, good dude. Meanwhile, Bone 7 chasing after Jerax. He's gonna use the rolling boulder. Can't get to block him. The swarm will go out, but Jerax will sit in the tower and we'll be able to actually get that swarm off, no problem. He's peacing out. Yeah. Right. Yeah, very common item choice for the Weaver, and something bo3 will more likely move into as we get through this game. This bottom lane is really where the action's happening. Another decay coming up. The Swarm should hit onto No-Tail as well. bo3 has to be careful. The Illuminate did hit him in the face. He will back up in South. Soul Rip almost bringing him down. 30 HP, 14 now. They need one more right click and bo3 dives for it. He's got 4 wand charges. Shukuchi is back up at 3. The Illuminate, is it going to hit him in the face? It will. 50 HP. The salve goes. He goes down to the creep to the tower. Nice play. He does die. He does get that kill, but it is a 1-for-1 exchange when it's all said and done. Yeah, he went too hard. Meanwhile, Jerax goes for the rolling boulder mid. Oracle actually finds the kill on the Clockwork top lane. They rotate up and they get something done here with the help of 3-3. Interesting stuff. He's doing pretty well. He has the Poorman shield as well, so he can obviously take a lot of that right-click damage coming out from the Arc Warden. Or will deny himself in the meantime to get a quick trip back home. bo3 taking the Quill Spray damage heavily from No-Tail, and he's going to die for this. He needs maybe 1 or 2 more to get the kill, but he won't be able to connect, and so he'll head back into farming. A lot of action across this map right now, Cap. Right. Bottom lane, Arseek is rotated in, Purifying Flames, Fortune Dens as well. No-Tail, he does have that 1 point in the Bristleback. The Soul Rip, the Purifying Flames, the nuke damage is too real. Milan and Oracle will walk away with almost no HP here. bo3 also taking a fair bit of damage as well. A risky play, but they get it done. He bring that Bristleback down inevitably. God, that Illuminate, Jesus. Arc Warden is doing pretty well for himself. He has the Ring of Achilles. You could see the Gloves of Haste for the inevitable Midas later on down the road. So I think both heroes in the mid lane are doing rather well. And you already talked about it, Magnus doing a pretty good job against this Arc Warden. It's kind of surprising, but... Right. Now, I do want to go back to the Clockwork. You were talking about this earlier. You were talking about how much pressure there is on an offlaner to get stuff done. Now, he isn't, like you said, really contesting the farm of the Faceless Void, but how do you feel like he's doing otherwise in terms of getting experience and getting farm in that top lane? Skewer mid lane. Jirax actually boulder smashed him, and the Skewer came right after. It was a really weird interaction, but now Rice is going to turn. Tries to get that RP off of it. He does. He get off the Fate Zedic, but he just has to run with it. Hookshot cousin from S4 from the north. He's going to try to get out the shockwave. Battery Assault will go, and now Arseek is going to be next underneath that tower, trying to do what he can, but he gets blown away. A boulder smash comes again from Jirax, and it's more than enough damage to get the kill. It's 2 down. bo3 rotates in, but he's too late. Looks like he wants S4. Too far away. The Shukuchi won't hit, nor will his right clicks either. Yeah, that just turned things right around. It was really even up until that point. There's almost a 2,000 net worth advantage now after that. You can see the net worth graph just jump up after that fight, too. No Tail diving a little too far. However, Bone7 is taking a lot of damage. He will not get the time-lapse off. Oh, the Illuminate came at the perfect time for Fly. He was not expecting it for Bone7. And now Milan will fall next. The silence comes out as well. And the Quill Sprays will finish the job. That's depressing for Bone7, I feel like. Lane, it looks like S4 now going to be in trouble. 3-3. He's already used the Chronosphere, but the Shockwave comes through. Arise is able to pick off that kill. Oh, man, yeah, like, I just saw the Illuminate getting charged. I'm like, he's not going to do this, is he? He's got a time-lapse before he takes that last goal. Okay, he's dead. Like,
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
yeah. Milan getting crushed mid lane by Jerax coming through. And again, they will skewer Jerax back to the tower. RP, and this might be a kill. No rolling boulder. In fact, it will be. They'll at least get the trade-off and Arise. Very important. Very important kill for him. Right. They're diving behind the tier 1 tower. Talked about the RP is now down. They thought about going for a moment there, and they do get the deny off, so a little bit of time wasted, a little bit of gold lost for OG. Nothing too significant, and it's back to farming. Uh-oh. It's alright. It's just game 1. Just game 1, honestly.
Oh, they're gonna. I love this. The OG's keeping up the pressure. They're just gonna keep on going. Like, they should be using S4. Like, they've got basically no cooldowns on these heroes. Like, you've got the longest cooldown is hookshot, which is 70 seconds. But you can still get kills otherwise with Jerax leading the way. They just need to, like, take over the mid lane and try and take eventually that top safe lane tower, starting invading the Dire jungle. And then No Tail will serve as sort of a buffer, making sure that none of Kaipi can make an invasion into the Radiant jungle and take that farm over. And then they could just control the map from there.
And while this is all happening, they can have Ana join them through a Tempest double, but for now he's just farming up. Like, we haven't really seen him involved in a lot of these ganks. You know, he's doing a great job. He's got his Midas up. He's got 1,200 gold already. How do you think his farm is looking right now, Kat?
It seems pretty reasonable for an Arc Warden. It's kind of like an Alchemist. You expect him to always be top of the net worth, and there are the same pitfalls with an Arc Warden as there is with an Alchemist. He's a very valuable kill. When he picks up that Midas and he starts getting all this incredible farm, it just means that his bounties were so much. So Kaipi looking for the early wraparound kill on him. The longer you can delay his Boots of Travels, just like kind of like a Tinker. That's essentially what Arc Warden is, right? He's an Alchemist Tinker hybrid that is able to do a little bit of fighting as well. The sooner you can, the more you can delay those Boots of Travels, the more you can impact his farm and just generally slow down the progression of the carry.
I'm going to say an Alchemist Tinker hybrid sounds like probably the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life. But
yeah, and that's why Arc Warden players are the worst people in the world.
They're just awful. They're awful people. Yeah. We're going to see potential push coming in from Kaipi. They should have the Chronosphere up and ready, and they do with 3-3. Not only that, but they also have the RP. No Blink Dagger for Arise yet, but he's getting closer and closer. Here's the hookshot. On to 2. The Cog will go. Time walk out. Will they drop the Tombstone? Looks like already at the Magnetize going down. Bo3 in trouble. Milan will be next. He doesn't even have Tombstone. I spoke too soon. He's only level 6, and he will get False Promise, but he will inevitably die, it looks like. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. 2-for-1 a moment longer here. They don't get the Purifying Flames off of Milan. He will still heal himself through the sword, but looks like it stay alive. 3-3 will turn with the Chronosphere. He might have to use it defensively here. They'll turn to the Clockwork. They get a Time Lock Bash. The Chronosphere will go. Gets pushed back with the Boulder Smash. Still can't get enough damage done. Now he has no Time Walk for 2 seconds. Still might be able to make it out. The Cogs actually blocked the rest of his team from getting there, and 3-3 is going to make it away. This is one of the most hectic fights you'll see. Now Arise in trouble. Still has the RP, and here comes No Tail. Fly with him, not with mana. Arise cancels that RP. Now he uses it. He'll bring it down onto the Bristleback. He's still doing okay. Rather taking, they will bring down that Magnus and Emily. And this silence is on bo3. He'll try to Shikuchi away. No time lapse available. And the Urn Charge, he has to salve up through it and stays alive, but just barely. Oh my, and they might still go. S4 is looking, he's got another hook shot ready. Milan gets pushed back. He will certainly fall. Hook shot doesn't connect. bo3's under a sentry. He has time left. He gets silenced. Can he get it off in time? The cog back is not there. He doesn't even need the time lapse at this point. What is happening in this fight, honestly? Oh, okay. bo3 keeps walking up, but he's okay for the time being. Jesus.
All right, well, Kaipi have lost. I don't know what to say about that fight, but that was so bad.
I'm glad I'm not the only
bad
one.
from Kaipi. Like, okay, I wanted to get to this eventually, but I know I said Soulrip is really good. That doesn't mean you ignore Tombstone entirely.
Yeah,
he literally has not leveled it. There's no way that's the correct play in this game.
He's gonna pop Flesh Golem, and he's just like, oh, if I had Tombstone now, this might work out well. But then he just dies immediately after.
Okay, so Soul Rip used to be an ability that was not valuable to level up past level 2 because the number of units required to make use of it was like it was like up to 15, 20, and that's just unlikely to make work. Soul Rip has more value now, but 7 dead. All right.
He should be. Yeah, no time walk. I'm gonna get Keeper of the Light. No, you're not. Unfortunately, Bone7. That's rough.
Soul Rip's like more valuable than he used to be, especially when you include the fact they've got an Arc Warden in their team. The potential for double heals is really good, etc., right? But it still does not change the fact you're facing up against an OG lineup who their draft is based on dominating 15 minutes to 25 minutes. Like they're a very aggressive team. Like that's how their draft looks right now. When you have a Bristleback safe lane and then you've got a Clockwork off lane, you have no real good scaling there. They're just going to try and fight you at 15 minutes and win this game through that. So if they're going to do that, the best way to mitigate that is to have the best team fight ability leveled, and that would be Tombstone. Like you don't get better than Tombstone in this game.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit surprising. I was sure he had it in that last fight, which is why I talked about it. But he has some other plan. He even didn't. He actually just leveled up and put another point in Decay instead of going for the Tombstone. I understand Maxia Decay, which is fine, and maybe he only wants to put 2 points in that Tombstone for the Soul Rip, excuse me, for the time being, but. Hold that thought as it looks like S4, his Invis rune just breaks, and he also walked through a sentry, and they won't find anything. Meanwhile, they do pick up the Orchid Malevolence for Arc Warden. What do you feel about this fight and pick up for the Arc Warden?
I think it's magnificent. It just means that he's going to have even better fighting potential. A little bit surprising to go with Boots of Travel first, but whatever. I mean, there's a lot of fighting going on in this game, and OG are going to win the game through fighting right now.
Yeah, so. You are right. It is 14-7 at 16 minutes in, and they are still fighting. Look at No-Tail. He's just right out in front, looking to get his Echo Saber. He already has his Vanguard, as we talked about. Milan is out of mana completely at this point. He's going to get Fate's Edict, so he might be able to stay alive, and then the Fortune's End comes through. Meanwhile, they will get the false promise off onto Bone7. He will barely stay alive for the time being. I think he still has his time lapse ready to go. Good Chronosphere, but still, 2 are about to fall. Kaipi will both lose Bone7 as well as the Oracle. Not only that, but 3-3 after the Chronosphere goes down, and it's 60 minutes in and they call GG. That's it.
Yeah. Kaipi or something, all right.
That is something. I mean, what do you say? What do you say about that game, really?